See you, Nicole.
Bye. All right, we can start whenever you are ready, Robert.
All right. At this time, we'll call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Tuesday, December the 29th of 2020. We'll move, I guess, on into the citizens' comments and reports. Did we have anybody sign up to speak today?
We do not. We have nobody on the line.
Okay. We'll close citizens' comments, move on to item 3, which is items for consideration. I'd like to discuss, take action, or pass on any of the following. Item 3.1, discuss and take appropriate action on the minutes from the Planning and Zoning regular meeting on November 24th of 2020. Anybody see any changes or comments that need to be made to those?
I don't necessarily see any changes or comments, but Nicole, I think I pointed out once before that at the beginning it says city council members, and then it also showed me as present, and I was not.
Okay, I'll definitely make that change of marking you as not present. The city council and the mayor's signature at the end have to be changed on a software level, not on my level. So we're still working that out.
I just want to make sure that you were aware of that.
Thanks, Frank. We'll keep pointing that out.
Okie dokie.
And on that same note, I'm commissioner, place 7. I don't know if it really makes a difference or not. I mean, just has it as commissioner, but then, as Frank labeled as place 5. So.
Sure. I'll have her double check those as well. And I just let Garrett in, so he's joining us right now.
Nicole, are those on the templates? Is that what we're talking about? Why we can't change it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there's no changes, I'd invite a motion to pass.
We do have the one change to mark Frank as absent.
I'll make a motion
to approve the minutes of the October 27th, 2020 regular meeting with the comments included of Frank.
Uh-oh.
I'll second.
Call the roll.
All right. Frank Morgan.
I'll abstain since I wasn't present.
Chad Schmiedis. I think he might be frozen. I'm going to skip him for now. Nick Lorette.
Yes. Chad's present.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chad, yes. Okay. Clark Smith.
Yes.
Lisa Shelton.
yes.
And Robert Tips.
Yes.
I apologize. Garrett Kipke. I'm not sure that he can hear us either.
He was here and he left.
Yeah, we'll skip him for right now. And Robert Tips, yes. Motion carried.
Okay, item 3.2, discuss and take action to confirm the dune permit BFDP 20-3234 is consistent with the city's coastal management plan. The proposed permit will allow the widening of portions of an existing dune walkover. Applicant Gulf Wind Developers LTD, property location 120 Gulf Wind Drive, Pioneer RV Resorts.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commission. So the exhibits are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I think this is the Pioneer RV Park. It's their existing walkover. They're going to widen certain areas. About 353 cubic yards of impact, 360 of compensation mitigation, and a little over 400 square feet. 400 and something square yards of temporary impact, which is just due to the working in those dunes and affecting the widening. And again, temporary because it is all that vegetation that's impacted is restored. Like I said, it is fairly straightforward. We always we pay a lot closer attention to a lot of things nowadays. One is the profile. So if you look at the profile, that shows that the majority of the boardwalk is up and over the dunes, which we like to see rather than getting cut through there. There is, like I said, there is but we always look to see how much of an effort's made, and our engineers do a really good job of working with their applicants to make sure that happens. It is, as noted, for small vehicles, golf carts, motorized scooters, wheeled coolers and such. Certainly not one of the wider walks that we've seen in recent time, but widening to 12 feet in some areas. With that, the reviewing engineers reconciled a couple of minor questions early on, and ultimately we just, I think just today, Nicole, right? We just got the final review from Hanson confirming that it's consistent with the coastal management plan. Staff feels the same way and therefore recommend approval.
And we do have Linda Gurley on the line. She's with Urban Engineering. She's a new face. Well, not a face yet, but
Hi, sorry, I don't have a video for you.
no problem. A new person with us.
Welcome,
Hi.
Linda. Thank you
Thank
for being
you.
here.
Thank you.
So, technical questions, Linda's there, thankfully, and anything other than that, if I missed anything, Linda, chime in. Otherwise, like I said, we do find it's consistent with our coastal management plan. We think well documented and recommend approval.
Just a quick comment, and I would assume most of y'all are familiar with this if you've driven out and looked at it as part of this. I would assume, and I would almost call it essential for their community if they are going to continue with the golf cart traffic. That path today that they have was prior to the surge of golf carts. They have a lot of people in that community that have them, but there's no way to cross paths on the path because it's so narrow. The observation is if you look at all the flags that they have, that's basically so that the person on the other side of the dunes can see you coming and doesn't get on the path, and one of you has to back all the way down it. So there's definitely a functional purpose for it in their community. It is less invasive than some of the wider paths that we've seen. So I'd be interested to know the other commissioners' take and any comments that you might have.
Yeah, good observation, Robert. That's absolutely correct.
I'm just curious if they're going to continue to try to support it at 12 feet with a monopole. That looks a little treacherous.
Well, they'll be adding some more in there and duplicating it with they won't be just monopole on the widened section. They'll add piers on the other side also.
But it's all up and off of the vegetation line, so.
Yes.
Well, I'm familiar with that walkover, and I agree with what Robert said. It is, especially at night, it gets a little bit treacherous there. We have a couple of friends that stay there during the summer and winter Texans. So I would move for approval of the project.
Yeah, I would be on the same page. I think y'all are all kind of hitting the same nail on the head right now. It's important for that community. Engineer looks like they did a great job of keeping the impact minimal above the dune line. So, yeah.
So, you got a second, Clark?
First
I don't think it was a formal, but I
We'll
agree
make a
also.
formal motion though.
Yeah, Frank made the motion, I believe.
I
Didn't he?
made the motion, I thought.
Oh, I didn't think that was a motion.
No,
I
heard it as such.
moved for approval of the dune permit.
I second your motion.
Call the roll.
Well, could we have discussion? After there's a motion, we have to have discussion, or we can't have discussion.
Clark,
The only
Chad
thing,
seconded
the
it.
only question that I have about it is the one I bring up all the time. Who's going to follow up with the mitigation? That's the only issue that I have, and I just want to bring that up. I don't necessarily, we may not need to discuss it, But I do want to point out that we do need to have follow-up with the mitigation.
Yep, again, that's on us, Frank. So like I said, these are the low hanging fruit, a little easier for us because these have a finite timeline and they're in and out. So like I said, that'll fall to staff. Linda, you just, again, we always like the engineers kind of keep us in the loop as to the progress. And then, like I said, we'll follow up that the work is done.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Any further comments? There's a motion and a second on the floor. You want to call the roll, Nicole?
All right, Nick Lorette.
Yes.
We still don't have Garrett Kipke. Lisa Shelton,
Yes.
Clark Smith,
Yes.
Chad Shemidas,
Yes.
Frank Morgan,
Yes.
and Robert Tips.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. We'll close the items for consideration. Move to item 4, the Planning and Zoning Commission comments and items for future consideration.
Nothing for you at this point.
Okay. Well, I guess we will go ahead and move to adjourn the meeting. Thank you for y'all's time. I hope everybody had a good holiday season and a great new year.
All right, you too. Back to everybody. Have a safe, happy New Year. Don't forget fireworks. Thursday, weather permitting. If not, Friday, Friday's our backup.
Okay.
And
Not here at all.
Robert, I have something for you to sign if you could come by whenever you get a chance.
Hey, Rick, what was that you just said about Thursday versus Friday?
Well, so our fireworks are scheduled for New Year's Eve at dark 30, but there is some potential weather coming in. But Friday from that same forecast looks entirely different. So that is our backup date. So if we're not able to pull off the fireworks Thursday, then Friday's backup.
And what is the planned time for that?
Dark 30.
Okay, good. Thanks. I still have one small kid, so real late doesn't work so well.
Roberts Point, it'll be no pedestrian, stay at vehicle. We'll park kind of ski resort style, first come, first serve. That really, and masks required. That's again the COVID change. But
I'm bringing the family over to your house. You've probably got a pretty good view.
I do have a pretty good view, but I'll be there right in the mix of it.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All right.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Bye. Thanks, Linda, for being here.
Thank you.
Try it again.
You want me to run up and do that this evening? I'm right down the street.
No, anytime is fine. We're not in a big hurry for it.
Okay. I'll swing by tomorrow.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Good deal.